Welcome to 20 at Twilight, a weekly video post that provides a 20-minute guided meditation, a way of praying with scripture to conclude the day focusing on and resting in the presence of God. I am Tracy Leslie, a certified spiritual director, life coach, and senior pastor at Trinity United Methodist Church in downtown Lafayette, Indiana. Begin this evening with our candle. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." As evening comes and we quiet and focus ourselves, may all that is unforgiven in you be released to God, and may your fears yield to deep tranquility and trust, light and life in Jesus Christ. This evening in our time together, we're going to engage with the practice of attentiveness or awareness. Awareness of what is around us, outside our bodies, attentiveness to our physical bodies, and attentiveness to our emotions. And we're going to move in that sequence because we're moving from what is easiest to notice toward what can be more difficult to be aware of and accept or embrace. If you find this helpful, you can continue to do this on your own anytime. We're going to frame our practices and attentiveness with portions of Psalm 139. "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up, and you discern my thoughts from far away. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways." I invite you to sit comfortably in a way that creates no stress or strain on your back or neck. Begin by taking a few deep breaths in and out, maybe a couple of very gentle stretches. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. I would invite you to close your eyes and listen carefully. Is there anything you hear going on around you? Don't focus on the sounds, but just notice them. Acknowledge them, whatever you are hearing. Perhaps a television in another part of the house. Perhaps a dog barking down the street. Perhaps the sounds of traffic. Don't focus on them, simply notice what it is you are hearing. As you continue to breathe and keep your eyes closed, notice if there is anything you smell. Perhaps you notice lingering smells of food from dinner, or perhaps outdoor smells of your windows are open this evening. Again, don't try to define everything or identify it. Simply notice it. Simply acknowledge it. Again, continuing to breathe deeply and keep your eyes closed. Notice what you feel against your skin. Perhaps you can become aware of the feel of your bottom on your chair. Perhaps the feel of your clothing against your skin, whether it's snug or loose. Notice it and simply acknowledge it without focusing on it. Finally, and this might be the most challenging, open your eyes and notice what you see without judgment. Again, don't fixate on anything or allow it to set a series of thoughts in motion. Just notice what you see and then release it. Psalm 139 celebrates, in it the psalmist celebrates. God is our maker, and God knows us and loves us intimately and cares for us so attentively. So as we prepare to become more attentive to our bodies, hear these next verses. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in, behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. Our bodies reflect what is going on within us. We know that. We know things like the fact that stress can weaken our immune systems. We know that suppressed emotional pain can often manifest itself as bodily pain when we try to ignore it and avoid it. You can take a deep breath in and out and gently close your eyes. I invite you to center your attention on your feet and your legs. How do they feel? Is any part of them tired or sore? Think for a moment about where your feet have taken you in the last couple of days. Did they take you on some nice walks with your dog or a neighbor? Or to meet up with someone who is encouraging to you? Do your feet and legs keep you continually on the go, run ragged? Do your feet and legs feel like dead weight because you sit for too long? Pause for a moment to think about how your feet and legs feel and where they take you. Again, breathe deeply in and out. As you do, perhaps lay your hand on your tummy. How does it feel? How is your gut? Does your stomach feel tight with stress? What kind of things are you putting into your tummy? Are you filling it with healthy food? Pause for a moment to get in touch with what is going on in your gut as you continue to breathe deeply, making sure you exhale fully, emptying out the air from your lungs, that you aren't holding your breath or tightening your tummy. Now focus your attention on your arms and your shoulders. Do you feel tension in your shoulders? Maybe give them a gentle shrug or a wiggle. Shake things out a little bit. Do your arms feel heavy or tired? On occasion, as I've meditated, I've become aware that my arms feel heavy and then realize that metaphorically, I've been trying to carry too much of people's pain or problems or expectations of me. So what about you? What do you carry? Do you try to carry too much? Again, do a gentle stretch with your arms. Maybe shake them out a little bit. As you think about the things that you carry, physically and metaphorically. Again, breathe deeply in and out. And as you do, center your attention on your jaw. Is it tight? Maybe even locked? Feel through this area right here. Is there any tenderness? If you detect tenderness, it might be because you're clenching your jaw. Wiggle your jaw from side to side. Now take a moment to think about the daily work of your jaw, your conversations and your words. Do you make some time every day to be in conversation with someone who encourages you? And to talk about things that are uplifting, to laugh and to smile? Do you say something kind to someone else every day? Again, breathe deeply in and out. Center your attention on your eyes. Are they gently closed, or are you pressing them tightly shut? Let them rest gently. And consider for a moment, what do you see on a daily basis with your eyes? What kinds of things do you see? And do you make time each day to look at something beautiful and inspiring? When was the last time you looked at a sunset or really looked closely at a flower or a tree? Finally, center your attention on your ears. What do you hear each day? Perhaps just now you heard my dog. But on a daily basis, are you listening too closely to negative words around you or within you? Or do you listen for the voices of those who encourage you? Do you make time to listen to the birds sing and children laugh? What do you hear each day? Finally, we're going to get in touch with what's going on deeper within us. Here again from Psalm 139, picking up now at verse 7. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, O God, and your right hand shall hold me fast. You know, as children, many of us enjoyed dressing up for Halloween and wearing masks. But masks become unhealthy if we use them to hide our feelings. Sometimes we're tempted to mask what lies within us, negative emotions or our insecurities, because we think others will find them unacceptable or exploit them. In the book, Transforming Our Painful Emotions, authors James and Evelyn Whitehead remind us that self-examination of our negative emotions can actually lead to deeper awareness and transformation. It can inspire important personal and social change to make our lives and our world better. Our emotions, even the ones we struggle to accept, are designed to help us be in more authentic relationship with ourselves, with God, and with others. The Whiteheads name the gifts of these emotions that we often only view from a negative perspective. They remind us that anger alerts us to an injustice and fuels energy so that we can right a wrong. That shame affirms our need for healthy boundaries, both physical and emotional, in order to protect our self-worth. Guilt alerts us to the discrepancies between our ideals and our actual behaviors and promotes personal integrity. Loneliness motivates us to inventory our relationships and reminds us of the importance of human connection. Fear alerts us to potential danger and drives us to more critically examine and evaluate the situation and context we're in. Grief signals that something of value has been lost to us, and it helps us learn what to hold on to and what to release. Anger, shame, guilt, loneliness, fear, grief. Pause for a moment to consider, are you experiencing any of these emotions right now? I'm going to read through them one more time. And notice, pay attention to your body and notice if any of these emotions really captures your attention, changes your energy, or evokes a bodily response, perhaps a tightness somewhere. And if it does, pay particular attention to that emotion. Anger alerts us to an injustice and fuels energy so that we might right a wrong. Shame affirms the need for healthy boundaries, both physical and emotional, protecting our sense of self-worth and ensuring healthy intimacy. Guilt. It alerts us to discrepancies between our ideals and our actual behaviors and promotes integrity. Loneliness motivates us to inventory our relationships and reminds us of the need and importance of human connection. Fear alerts us to danger and drives us to more critically examine and evaluate the situations and context in which we find ourselves. Grief signals that something of value has been lost to us. It helps us learn what to hold tight to and what to release. Imagine yourself in the presence of God, the God of whom the psalmist writes, "For it was you who formed my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Imagine yourself in God's presence. If there are any negative feelings that you have been masking or trying to avoid, know that it is safe to remove your mask, to reveal those emotions in the presence of the God who made you and loves you. Imagine yourself in the presence of God, removing that mask, revealing your true emotion, its intensity, its source, how you feel about it. Take a little time to talk with God about that painful emotion. As we conclude our time, I want to invite you to continue to breathe deeply in and out as I share one of my favorite poems by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Be our light in the darkness, O Lord. Be near to those who work or watch or weep this night. Give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend the sick, Lord Christ. Give rest to the weary. Bless the dying. Soothe the suffering. Pity the afflicted. Shield the joyous. And all for your love's sake. Amen. May the peace of Christ be with you.